All right, so there's a question on Trig 5, number 9 through, I guess it's 13. So let me kind of go through one of those for you. So you take a look at number 9. It says the sine of some angle equals 1/2. And they want to know for what angles in radians is this true? So if you think about your unit circle, once again, if you have your first quadrant memorized, well, the sine, where is the sine equal to 1/2? Well, if you have it memorized, you know at 30 degrees, the sine is 1/2. Well, we know 30 degrees is also pi over 6. So we know that. The other thing you have to consider, though, is that the only place where the sine equals 1/2. Well, all students take calculus, so it's positive 1/2. So we know that 30 degrees would be here, would be this angle. It could be this angle, and it could be this angle, right? Those would all be equivalent angles. In this quadrant, all are positive. So certainly at pi over 6 would be one of the answers because all are positive there. In the second quadrant, the sine is positive. So also here, this angle here, from here to here, would also be positive. But in this quadrant, the sine would be negative. So it's not going to be in that quadrant. And in this quadrant, the sine would also be negative. So it's not going to be in that quadrant. So it's only possible that it's in quadrant 1 and quadrant 2. So then we have to ask ourselves, well, what is the measure of this angle? Well, if I went all the way here, again, that would be just simply pi, or 6 pi over 6. All right. But if this angle is pi, this angle here is also, if this angle is pi over 6, this angle here is also pi over 6. I don't want to know the full angle. I want to know the angle just to here. So I have to take 6 pi over 6 and subtract pi over 6, which will give me 5 pi over 6. So you know that the sine of some angle is 1/2 at pi over 6 and 5 pi over 6. And again, if you take a look at your unit circle, you can confirm that because here the sine is 1/2. Over here, the sine is 1/2, which is at 5 pi over 6. Over here, it's negative 1/2. Over here, it's negative 1/2. So those are not going to be included. So if you have further questions, let me know.